If you're an advertiser that doesn't use UTM parameters, you suck because you're not able to see a lot of the things you would be able to see if you had them.
Stop it. Get some help.
But don't worry, in this video, I have something prepared for you to make you a master at URL parameters. This video request came from the comment section, as you see here. I wanted to say a special thank you to that subscriber, and I wanted to ask all of you watching this if you can leave your comments or your questions below so we can make more content that's going to help you progress as an advertiser. The main thing you need to understand is you cannot be good in advertising when you cannot establish what works and what doesn't. That's one of the main problems we're tackling here today. The content we're going through today, we made into a small PDF tutorial that you can go and download on the link in the description below, or go to digitalrocketads.com and find even more free resources. UTMs or URL parameters are used to mark each click with a data string, which usually appears in the URL after the click. If you've been browsing on your computer, once you clicked on an ad, you can often see the string with that UTM parameter. This is going to enable you to use systems like Google Analytics 4 or Shopify's backend and a lot of similar ones, and then to see the string in the backend of the server or the device. The main thing you need to understand is that a couple of years ago, iOS 14.5 was launched, which basically enabled Apple to stop sending information to advertisers.
You want my advice?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to give it to you.
Meaning that the device doesn't send information to us, and so we can only track the first click where it originated and the last click. But that's the thing, that's for what UTM parameters are used for, to track and mark those clicks. So basically we're going to use UTM parameters to fill in the blanks that lackluster tracking leaves us.
Oh, thank God he's here.
This is a free tool, you don't need to pay for anything, so just buckle up. So first of all, I'm going to start with the easy one, how to use dynamic UTM tags. When using dynamic UTMs, it's basically going to fill in the blanks from the labeling you have in your ads manager. When it comes to building a dynamic UTM tag, it's quite simple. You have Meta's builder that's integrated, and you can just set that up quite easily. Another thing that you can also look at is static UTMs. Here's the link on the screen for the Google tool you can use. It's Google's campaign URL builder. You can search it like that, and it's basically the same thing as Facebook's URL builder, but the main point is it's a static one, which gives you a lot more control about how you're going to mark things. And when you have a lot of different sources of traffic, this can be really useful. Can-main UTMs are usually used for custom tracking solutions, and sometimes they are way better than the dynamic ones, because dynamic might have issues. If you leave a space or whatever, they can break and not track properly.
You know, I can't do this anymore.
When it comes to this tracking, our goal is for every single click that we can to get the source of the click. So in this case, it would be Facebook. And then the type of click would be CPC because we paid for it, so it's not organic. And then you can type in the content, so the name of the creative, and also the term also known as the audience. It's usually going to be the best solution for you, because sometimes you're going to have situations where your campaign gets 5 to 10, 15 sales, and the ads manager is going to say 0.
I rounded it down to 0 because I feel like it's 0.
And that's when you need to go back and open up these UTM parameters. Now, first, you have to go to the ads manager and go in and paste this string that we just made into the bottom left side of the ads panel, and then it's going to start showing you this information at the back end. So here are 3 different examples. One is from Shopify, one is from Google Analytics, and another one is from HubSpot. So right away when you implemented, all future clicks from that point on are going to be able to show you this information. This is especially valuable if you're doing lead generation, because a lot of the times you're going to get a lot of different clicks, and your lowest cost per click might not be the clicks or the leads that convert. So that's why when we work with lead companies, we talk to their teams where they look at the UTM strings as well, and they report on any closed sale. So sometimes you are able to use UTMs to find outliers in audiences and in ads that get you better leads for your business. When you manage to achieve something like that, I guarantee you that you will scale your lead gen business 300% more effectively. Now, when you're not using UTMs, you'll often have a lack of data or no data in some campaigns, as you see here.
So in other words, we have nothing.
So for the sales team, it's really going to look like all of the leads are bad and there's no solution. While if you manage to have these outliers, you would then be able to identify which audiences you need to go after. Now, there are some downsides with UTMs, and that's that often if you change your device or you have multiple different domains that you're switching through, it can get corrupted and the data can get lost or it's going to stop tracking. Another thing that can happen is if you switch from a desktop to a mobile phone, it can also lose tracking. Now, it really depends on the platform you use, because if it has integrations and you can add your UTM tags, then it should continue working. But if it doesn't, which most platforms don't, it's not going to work. Additionally, if a person is paranoid and switches to incognito window, that will also strip the tracking off as well. So basically meaning that whatever we do here, we will never have 100% accurate tracking.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So take all of this that I told you with a grain of salt, because this is going to be 10 times more accurate than what you have now just with Meta's tracking, but it isn't perfect.
But it's not perfect, but it's something.
Now you have a system that's going to collect you the data. Now it's on you to be the one that's going to use the data. When you start off, I do suggest, especially for new campaigns, that you always match every single sale to the ad and campaign, so you know where to scale and where to push, as well as if you get, for example, in lead gen accounts, if you have a lot of leads coming from one source and you are not able to close all of them, you know what to do. Now, before we end this video, I wanted to tell you, if you have a friend that runs Facebook ads and doesn't use UTM tags, call him a guru, send this video, he's gonna learn something really useful. Now, of course, if you want more no bullshit advertising, click down on the subscription button. Thank you very much.